Have you ever met someone who barely speaks, yet somehow everyone feels drawn toward them? They may not be the richest person in the room. They may not have the most beautiful face, the most expensive clothes, or the highest social status. And yet, when they enter a room, something changes. People notice them. They feel comfortable around them. They want to listen to them. There is something about their presence that cannot easily be explained. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that this mysterious attraction is not simply physical. It is a form of personal magnetism, an invisible power that develops when the mind becomes peaceful, the heart becomes pure, and the soul becomes deeply connected with God. Most people try to become attractive by changing what others can see. But Yogananda taught us to look deeper. Your thoughts, emotions, habits, and consciousness are constantly shaping the energy you carry into the world. And the most beautiful truth is this: you do not have to become someone else to develop this magnetism. The divine light is already within you. You only need to remove the fear, negativity, restlessness, and doubt that cover it. Today, we will discover 6 powerful spiritual secrets that can help you awaken that hidden magnetism and allow the light of your soul to shine naturally. The first secret to developing true personal magnetism is learning to master your thoughts. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that the mind is one of the most powerful forces shaping our lives. Every thought you repeatedly think leaves an impression on your consciousness, and over time, those thoughts begin to influence your personality, your behavior, and even the energy you carry into every room. Think about what happens when you constantly focus on fear. You begin to feel uncertain. When you repeatedly think about anger, anger becomes easier to express. When you constantly compare yourself with others, jealousy and insecurity slowly become part of your inner world. Even if you say nothing, people can often sense the disturbance within you. But the opposite is also true. When you fill your mind with courage, gratitude, kindness, faith, and positive thoughts, your entire presence begins to change. You become lighter, calmer, and more peaceful. Yogananda encouraged his students to become gardeners of their minds. When a negative thought appears, do not give it unnecessary attention. Replace fear with courage. Replace anger with understanding. Replace jealousy with gratitude. Remember, you cannot always control which thoughts enter your mind, but you can choose which thoughts you allow to stay. And whatever you repeatedly nourish within yourself will eventually become the energy you radiate to the world. The second secret to developing true personal magnetism is meditation. Paramahansa Yogananda placed tremendous importance on meditation because he understood that a restless mind cannot fully express the deeper power of the soul. Think about how most people live each day. Their attention is constantly moving from one thing to another. One moment they are thinking about work, then money, relationships, responsibilities, social media, or problems from the past. Their energy becomes scattered, and when the mind is scattered, the person also feels scattered within. Meditation helps bring that energy back to the center. Imagine sunlight passing through a magnifying glass. When the sunlight is scattered, it has little power, but when it becomes concentrated, it can create tremendous heat. In the same way, meditation gathers your attention and directs it inward. As you sit quietly each day and observe your breath, your thoughts gradually become calmer. The constant noise of the mind begins to settle, and beneath that noise you discover something deeper: peace. Yogananda taught that this inner peace is not weakness. It is power. When you carry peace within you, people can feel it in your presence. You do not need to speak loudly or demand attention. Your calmness speaks for you. Through regular meditation, restless energy becomes focused energy, anxiety becomes inner stillness, and your natural spiritual magnetism begins to awaken. The third secret to developing true personal magnetism is calmness. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that calmness is one of the greatest expressions of inner spiritual strength. Think about the ocean. On the surface, there can be powerful waves, strong winds, and violent storms. But deep beneath the surface, the water remains quiet and still. Our minds can be like that ocean. Life will always bring challenges. People may criticize us. Plans may fail. Unexpected problems may appear. Sometimes success brings excitement, and sometimes failure brings disappointment. But Yogananda encouraged us not to allow every outside circumstance to control our inner state. When your happiness depends completely on what happens around you, your mind becomes like a leaf being carried by the wind. One moment you are happy, and the next moment you are disturbed. True spiritual magnetism begins when you learn to remain centered even when life becomes difficult. A calm person carries a different kind of presence. People naturally feel safe around someone who is not easily shaken by circumstances. They trust their words because those words come from a peaceful mind. So whenever life tests you, pause before reacting. Take a slow breath. Step back from the emotion and remember that you are deeper than the situation in front of you. The more calmness you develop within, the more powerful and peaceful your presence becomes. The fourth secret to developing true personal magnetism is learning to love without attachment, control, or selfish expectation. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that divine love is far greater than ordinary emotional attachment. Attachment says, "I need you to make me happy." Divine love says, "I want you to be happy, even when you ask nothing from me." This kind of love transforms the heart. Think about the people you feel most comfortable around. They do not make you feel judged. They do not constantly compete with you or try to control you. Instead, their presence makes you feel accepted, understood, and peaceful. This is the power of a loving consciousness. When you genuinely care for others, your attention moves away from constant self-interest. You begin listening more deeply. You forgive more easily. You become less concerned with proving yourself and more interested in bringing peace to the people around you. Yogananda taught that love is one of the greatest expressions of the divine. When your heart becomes filled with kindness, compassion, and goodwill, people can feel something different in your presence. You do not need to force anyone to like you. You do not need to chase attention. Genuine love creates its own attraction. And the more you practice loving without expecting anything in return, the more naturally your inner light begins to shine through your words, your actions, and your presence. The fifth secret to developing true personal magnetism is strengthening your character. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that real spiritual power cannot be built on appearance alone. A person may look confident on the outside, but true magnetism comes from the strength and integrity developed within. Every decision you make is shaping the person you are becoming. When you control your anger instead of reacting immediately, you strengthen your will. When you choose honesty even when lying would be easier, you strengthen your character. When you resist a harmful habit or temptation, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your impulses. These small victories may seem invisible to the world, but they create tremendous inner strength. Yogananda understood that our past does not have to control our future. Perhaps you have made mistakes, developed negative habits, or allowed fear and weakness to influence your choices. But none of this means that you are permanently limited. Every new choice is an opportunity to rebuild yourself. Begin with one thought, one action, and one decision at a time. Keep your promises to yourself. Practice self-control. Speak truthfully. Do what is right even when nobody is watching. As your character becomes stronger, your confidence becomes deeper and more natural. You no longer need to prove your worth to others, because you begin to feel your strength within. That inner integrity becomes a powerful form of personal magnetism that people can sense without you saying a word. The sixth and greatest secret to developing true personal magnetism is deepening your connection with God. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that the highest form of magnetism does not come from appearance, personality, wealth, or social influence. It comes from becoming a channel for divine consciousness. When your heart becomes deeply connected with God, something begins to change within you. You become less dependent on external approval. You no longer feel the constant need to impress people, prove yourself, or chase attention. Instead, you begin to experience a quiet confidence that comes from within. The qualities of the soul slowly become more visible through your life. Peace replaces restlessness. Wisdom replaces confusion. Love replaces selfishness. Courage replaces fear. Compassion replaces judgment. People may not understand exactly what has changed, but they can feel something different when they are around you. This is the highest form of personal magnetism. You are not trying to attract anyone. You are simply allowing the divine light within you to shine more clearly. Yogananda taught that when we tune our consciousness to God, we become like instruments through which divine energy can flow. The closer you come to God through sincere prayer, meditation, self-discipline, and loving service, the more naturally this inner radiance appears. And when your soul becomes filled with divine peace, your presence itself can become a silent blessing to everyone you meet. As we come to the end of this journey, remember that true personal magnetism is not about becoming more attractive on the outside. It is about becoming more radiant on the inside. Paramahansa Yogananda taught us that the greatest attraction is the light of the soul, and that light is already within you. You do not need to chase attention, seek approval, or prove your worth to anyone. Instead, purify your thoughts, meditate every day, practice calmness, love without selfish expectations, strengthen your character, and deepen your connection with God. As you transform within, your presence will naturally begin to transform as well. People may not know why they feel peaceful around you, but they will feel the difference. So before you leave, take a moment and ask yourself, which of these 6 secrets do you need to practice most in your life right now? If this message touched your heart, write in the comments, "The light is within me." Your comment may inspire someone else who is also walking their spiritual path. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who may need this message today. Finally, tell me in the comments, what would you like to hear in the next video? Which teaching of Paramahansa Yogananda should we explore together next? Until we meet again, may your mind be peaceful, your heart be loving, and your soul shine brightly. Jai Guru Dev.